Are you a yoga studio owner who's tired of chasing leads that don't convert? At the Sales Arms, they specialize in helping boutique fitness and wellness studios like yours build a revenue-generating systems that actually work. From filling classes to boosting retention, their team takes the stress out of the follow-up and gives you back the time to focus on what you really love most, teaching and serving your community. Right now, the Sales Arms are offering my listeners, the Yoga Biz Champ podcast listeners, a complimentary 45-minute strategy session where you'll walk away with clear steps you can implement immediately to grow your membership and your revenue. So book your session today at thesalesarms.com/yoga biz champ, and you can start selling with confidence. So again, that's the sales with an S at the end, arms with an S at the end, .com/yoga biz champ. Hey Yoga Biz Champs, it's Michael J here. Welcome to the Yoga Biz Champ podcast. If you're new around here, welcome. I'm a business coach for yoga studio owners. I help teachers open their first studios and existing studio owners grow without burning out. And this podcast is where I share everything I've learned from running, selling, and now coaching hundreds of yoga studios across North America and beyond. Now, let's be honest, most yoga studio owners don't get into yoga because they love marketing. You just wanted to teach, build community, and share something meaningful. But here's what I see every single week in my coaching calls. Owners who are exhausted, posting all day, doing emails, paying for ads, and still not seeing their classes filling up. So today, I want to simplify everything for you. I've been looking and seeing what yoga studios are doing and what they're not doing. So here, I'm going to give you totally free my top 5 marketing must-haves for yoga studios. The things that actually move the needle. And I'll be honest, I'm also going to call out the common mistakes I see over and over again so you can stop wasting time and start marketing a little bit smarter. So grab your tea, we have British tea here, or if it's been that kind of day, your coffee, and let's get into it. All right, the first one, these are not in any particular order, but the first one, this is something I see over and over again, but know your ideal client for real. And I'm not saying that you can't have a studio that suits all different types of people, but if you've been listening to the episodes lately, there's been a bit of a common theme about going back to who you're serving and what's the purpose of your studio. So I've seen this play out over and over again. A studio will tell me our classes are for everyone, all levels, all ages, all people. It's beautiful. In theory, it's impossible to market to because everyone just doesn't make buying decisions the same way. So when I owned my studio, my students were mostly 50 plus. You've probably heard this before if you've binged this podcast. 50 plus, retired and looking for structure and community. They didn't just want to be upside down in handstands. They wanted to feel strong, balanced, and connected. So I leaned into that. I scheduled my mid-morning classes. Instead of 6 a.m., they were my 11 o'clock people. They were the community through consistency. It was the same teachers, the same faces, the same vibes. And some of my studios, 10:30, 11 o'clock for that market. They're not on the alarm clock anymore, not rushing in the morning and coming into their nice, gentle yoga class. So I really knew my audience. And the same thing goes with my evening audience. I knew that they were either lived on my side of the tunnel or they were commuting on the other side of the tunnel. So I created a schedule that worked for those audience. So when a new client says, Michael, my studio isn't just attracting enough people, I always ask, well, who is it actually for? And if your answer is to everyone, we've kind of found the problem. So here's your actions for this. Write down your ideal client. and go deeper. And honestly, you can go to the University of YouTube and search in how to find your ideal client, or sometimes it's called avatar. So what you want to know is, what problems are they trying to solve in their life? What's stressing them out right now? And how does your yoga, in particular your studio, your style, your teachers, yourself, fit into their life? So maybe it's the working mom who wants 1 hour a week to herself. Maybe it's the runner who can't touch his toes. Maybe it's the retiree who wants community. Once you define that, everything gets easier. Your classes harness the names. Your email language is tailored to them, and even your social media captions kind of work towards what their problems are and what solutions you and your studio have. So if you're still figuring this one out, you can also grab my 2026 Yoga Studio Planner, because when you know who your audience is, then you can target to them. So feel free to go to yogabizchamp.com/plan26. You'll be able to download my studio planner for all of next year, so that when you go into your communicating with your ideal client, you'll be able to plan ahead with this great little tool that I've provided for you. Again, that's yogabizchamp.com/plan26. It's going to be up there for a little bit longer. Number 2, a clear and compelling intro offer page. I do intro calls all week long with potential new clients. So people starting studios or coming to me wanting to kind of fix a few things. And so when I go to their websites, I go look around at the client journey before I meet them. And honestly, some of them are horrendous. And so I like a dedicated sales page, a landing page that is just for your intro offer. Or if you're opening a studio, it would be your founder's membership. Or if you're doing a teacher training, I would create a teacher training landing page, a sales page that has one job to do, and that is to sell something, whatever it is you're selling. So most commonly with a yoga studio, the most common doorway in to a studio is through the intro offer. So to do that, you've got to make sure your pricing is wicked. You've got to make sure you have a schedule that fits into your ideal clients or avatars' lifestyle for that intro offer to feel value. But the journey is, when they go to your website, there should be multiple calls to action to your intro offer on that homepage. If you listen to any of my episodes with Connie from Pixality Web Design, quite often we talk about the top right button on your homepage or across your website being the button that goes to your intro page or whatever offer you've got going on for the doorway into your studio. And so that top right button, it's the best place to catch the eyes. It should say new here or intro offer or some call to action to get people to go look at that page. Partway through, you should have another call to action, a box on your page that again goes to your intro offer. And then I would maybe even hit it another time on the bottom of your homepage if that's the doorway in. So then when they click to that page, it tells them everything they need to know. They don't have to go digging through your website. They don't have to go poking around, reading everything. You want them to know exactly what your studio is about. It's welcoming, the vibe. Here's the class schedule. Give them a visual class schedule, shows them exactly what they're getting for those 2 weeks, and some facts, FAQs to make it super easy, again, so they don't have to go around, and then a call to action button to purchase it into your software. I am going to also say that you can play with this one. I see it working in different ways. Some of the softwares, the booking platform softwares, do a really good job of displaying all the needs to know when you click directly to that intro offer. So if your software does that well, then you could go directly to your software instead of it going to a sales landing page. However, I do believe in a landing page, and I'll tell you why. Because when you do any advertising, whether it's meta ads, location-based ads, posters around town with QR codes. You send them to one thing, right to that page, that start page, that new page. And I can't tell you how many sites I visit where the start here page is hidden. It's in a drop down under pricing. So that's like kind of locking the front door. I'm wondering why no one's coming in. So we really don't want to bury it, complicate it, or undersell it. If you're sitting there thinking, well, my intro offer's on my website, go check it out right now like a customer. How many clicks does it take you to find it? How clear is it? So when I help clients build an intro page, I tell them this isn't a price point. It's a moment of connection. It's a difference between curiosity and commitment. The page needs to do three things. Make the visitor feel seen. So that could be, I'm in Vancouver here. It could, hey, Vancouver, new to yoga, this is the perfect place, right? The second part is show them what to expect. Right? Give them everything, like I just said. Give them a visual Monday through Sunday. Here's our class schedule. This is the value that you get for these 2 weeks with this offer. And then the third thing is, you've heard me say this before, the call to action. Tell them exactly what to do next. Click this button to join now, right? Really clear. What do you want them to do? Tell them what you want them to do. Make that client journey super easy. Use real photos, not stock images. Put faces on the page. I like to have a group photo of happy students or your team or a combination. Also, you can add testimonials, the real ones. I was really nervous to try yoga, but now I can't imagine my week without it. That's the language that converts. One of my clients in California changed nothing but her intro page. She didn't change her pricing, her offer, or her ads, just the page itself. And within 2 weeks, her intro purchases doubled. And so if you're doing paid ads, which you should be doing, by the way, if you're doing paid ads, you want to see what works. You want to see how many clicks you got. Right? That's great getting clicks. I mean, you're paying for clicks, but how many sales did you get out of that? And if you didn't get sales, you have to go back and look at the journey and the process. I'll give you myself as an example. I was doing some ads that were going to my booking page, and the ads were getting so many clicks. Like, it was crazy. I was like, oh, wow, this is working. But no bookings. So I did a review. I actually used ChatGPT. I did a full review of my sales page and my booking page. And from that review, I changed things. I moved things around. I made it clearer. I made the headlines easier. I moved my booking form further up instead of further down the page. And then things change with that. So you kind of have to look, where's the broken piece that we need to fix? All right. So when my client did that and she doubled, here's what she did differently. One big headline was, try unlimited yoga for 2 weeks for $40. But the price has to be good value in there. But I want you to add in what people are going to feel. How are they going to feel after trying yoga for 2 weeks, right? And then one clear button, again, a call to action, like start today. And again, get those smiling faces on there. Also, if you want some good information on on landing pages and sales page, Pixality Web Design. If you go to the bottom of her website, under blog, right on the bottom, there's a link at the bottom. She's got really, really great resources to building web pages that convert, and a couple of really good blog posts on creating sales landing pages. Great free resource. And if you're not sure whether your intro page is working, when you do a free strategy call with me, I do reviews on my coaching calls all the time. So you can book a free strategy call, yogabizchamp.com/book, and we can talk it through together. And you can let me know how my sales on my booking page was when you got there. Again, that's yogabizchamp.com/book for free, no obligation chat. For you, if it's specifically people thinking about starting a yoga studio or in the process of starting a yoga studio, that's the jam I really love doing. And also, if your classes are not quite tweaked or you don't have freedom, your sales aren't enough, and you have a studio, give me a shout and let's have a look through some of those for you for no charge, no commitment. All right. Again, not in any particular order. Number 3, email and SMS that nurture, not just inform. So I know a lot of people are not investing in marketing suites. I want you to consider it if you haven't got it, whether you're with Offering Tree, Walla, MindBody, Moments, Arcada, Fit Degree, whatever studio platform you are with, they most likely have an add-on of a marketing suite or come with a marketing suite. And if you're not investing in that, I want you to really think about how these marketing suites actually replace a human being doing it, i.e. you. I'm not saying that it's going to get you totally out of it, but it's going to automate some of the processes. So it's like having somebody working for you, a staff member. And on anything we invest in, whether it's software, whether it's front desk people, teachers, business coaches, those things are to make you money. And so a software suite, a marketing software suite should make you money, and it should help to keep your retention and attendance, bums on mats. So here's a little secret. Emails and texts are worth way more than your Instagram account. Because when somebody joins your intro offer, they're raising their hand saying, I'm interested. What do you do for the next few weeks determines whether they stay or disappear. And I've talked about this before, how many times I've been to a gym and never had anybody greet me on the front desk, never have anybody learn my name. And after the intro offer was gone, I was just allowed to, I call it leak away. All right. So we don't want to do that. Right. And I'm going to call you out here. Raise your hand. This is most studios. I'm going to be honest with you. So don't be embarrassed about this. Most studios send a generic newsletter once a month. I hear the silence there. You're like, yeah, well, and it's like, so that email is kind of a wall of text, right? About new classes, workshops, teachers' birthdays, maybe a smoothie recipe. All right. That's kind of not marketing. That's noise. And I'm not saying don't do a monthly kind of catch up thing. I'm not saying you don't have to do that, but communication's different now. We can create different audiences now. We can really talk to those people. And so we want to nurture communications now, emails and texts that feel like they're talking to one person and not broadcasting to the world. So when a new intro student signs up, there should be a warm welcome email, introduces yourself, shares your story, makes them feel part of the community, and tells them everything they need to know. Hey studio owners, you might not want to hear this, but social media is one of the most effective ways to nurture your tight-knit community and keep them engaged outside of class time. And if creating content and building your social media presence stresses you out, I've got a great resource for you. Offering Tree is hosting a free webinar on November 4th at 12 p.m. Pacific time, and it's all about how to simplify your content strategy. In this session, former studio owner Esther Christian will walk through the 3 content types that attract your ideal students. So if you're ready to stop posting in the void and start filling your classes, register for your free spot or catch the replay using the link in the show notes. Plus, Offering Tree is offering Yoga Biz Champ listeners 50% off your first 3 months or 15% off your first year. Register for the webinar and get your discount through the link in the show notes. Front. So when you're creating these nurture sequences during the intro offer, what I want to stop you making the mistake of is selling too quickly. Some of my counterparts, I see some of the build outs that some other coaches and programs have done in my client's software. And I'm going to tell you what I see quite often is they're selling way too fast. If you've got a 2 or 3 week intro offer, it's a nurture sequence. And so what I feel like it should be value during that period. You should be nurturing them onto the mat, but you should be giving them value along the way, right? So sending them a free Yoga Nidra audio download partway through. But the nurture sequence is one part of it, but the other part is the data in the booking software is there to help you on this one, because the data is going to also trigger off things. So for example, you've got a 2-week intro offer, somebody doesn't come for 2 or 3 days, that's a quarter of their journey gone, right? So if they haven't come in 2 days, there should be an SMS or an email saying, hey, Barry, notice you had good intentions of getting to class. Let's make sure you make good use of your intro offer pass. Let's get you booked now. Click here. Again, call to action at the end. Notice that, right? And so you want to utilize the data to nudge them along the journey, right? And so along that journey, you're making sure they're getting on the mat. If they're not getting on the mat, there's triggers going off. The other thing I like about a lot of the SMS now is that it's the beginning of a conversation. You also find out where your client's love language is. Do they like email or like SMS? You may have a welcome SMS go. I like an SMS that goes out and tells them to download the app right away. Log in with your new account while they've got the password in their head. Download the app to make your booking experience easier. Click here. Right? That's helpful. That's useful. That's not spammy text. You're making it useful for me, right? So text should be useful and they should be nudging and nurturing. Emails a little bit more fully fledged. Social proof emails in there show a quick story about someone just like them who found success at your studio. The other thing is, if you find out what your new student's goal is in these marketing suites, you can tag them. You could tag them stress, strength, right? And you could customize marketing to those people instead of that 1-month newsletter. Now, the nudges should remind them to let them know that their pass is halfway through and invite them to specific classes. And at the end, so you can say at the beginning, hey, keep an eye on our emails. You're going to get a better offer, a better membership or pass offer in our emails than you're going to find on the website. Say that out front, say that early up, right? But then don't sell them. And then as you're getting closer to the end of the membership, then you can tell them exactly how to join the membership. And again, the data can tell you 2 things here. If they have binged your classes in 2 weeks, they're ideal to put into an automation to send them to purchase your unlimited membership. If they showed they come once or twice, probably not going to be successful in that, right? So we would send them to possibly your 10-class pass or something that kind of fits where they're at. All right. So again, making sure that your SMS is not spammy, making sure it's genuine, relevant, messages like, hey, Lisa, heads up, there's 1 spot left in tonight's yin class. That one message convert faster than any email. I know some of you think that sounds a lot to manage, but tools out there are made to make it simple for you to automate. Once it's set up, it runs while you're asleep. The studios I coach who use automated email and SMS consistently have higher conversion rates from intro to membership because they stay on top of mind without being pushy. So again, if you've been thinking about building out but are too busy and keep putting off, that's kind of your sign that it might be time for you to start looking into some automations. All right, scrappy marketing. Number 4, guerrilla and community marketing. Low cost, high impact, and I love this one. I did so well with this one in my community with my studio. Let's talk old school because this is the stuff that still works. And I want to challenge those studio owners that have been around a little while, right? Sometimes we settle in and forget what we did when we first opened our studios, right? When we hustled, we were excited. We hustled to get the news around town, right? Sometimes it takes getting back into that mode, right? Community marketing, grassroots marketing, guerrilla marketing, whatever you want to call it, it's about being visible in real life. I see too many owners focusing 100% online. Believe me, I love online. but sometimes spending money on meta ads, stressing about reels, and yet their own neighbors don't even know they exist. When I owned my studio, some of my best marketing came from walking around the town. I'd drop off a stack of postcards at the chiropractor's office, the health food stores, the cafes, found all the poster boards in town. I asked my fellow businesses to put them in their windows. I hosted classes in the park. I donated class passes to school raffles. None of it cost me a cent. Oh, well, a little bit of printing, but the return on investment was massive. And oh my God, I've got my studios walking around town, putting posters up all sorts of places, creating partnerships with local businesses, because yoga is community driven. You know that. People don't just come to your studio because it's a perfectly targeted Facebook ad. They come because of their friends, their co-workers. A barista said, "You'd love this place." I worked recently with a studio owner in New York who started tabling at local events, art fairs, runs, even brewery pop-ups. She bought 2 teachers, some mats, and a sign-up sheet for a free class. She sold 30 intro offers in one day. This kind of marketing builds trust faster than any online ad ever will. So here's your challenge this week. Get out from behind your desk and connect with your local audience. Where are the ideal clients spending time? That's where you should be. I'm also building something right now called 100 Scrappy Marketing Ideas for Yoga Studios. So it's coming soon, and it's going to be packed with real-world ways to get new students without spending a dime. So if you want it when it drops, make sure you are following me on Instagram under Yoga Biz Champ, and you'll get. Hey champs, I want to spotlight our podcast sponsor and someone I consider both a friend and a trusted expert, Mitch McGinley from Boutique Fitness Brokers. He's been on my podcast multiple times. He's a former yoga studio owner just like us. Mitch and his wife successfully sold their studio just like I did, and now he helps others do the same. So if you've heard my conversation with Jill Agonias on this podcast, she sold her studio for well over asking price thanks to Mitch's guidance. Whether you're thinking about selling your yoga studio for top dollar or you're looking to buy an existing studio, and let me tell you, that can be a great head start instead of building from scratch. Mitch is your go-to guy, seriously. He understands the ins and outs of the yoga industry, from valuation to finding the right buyer or seller. Plus, he's been right where you are, so he gets it. I'm always talking about building a profitable business that can be sold or carried on. My former studio is in its 22nd year now, and it's under its 3rd owner, and I consider that a legacy. So if you want to explore your options for buying or selling, head over to yogabizchamp.link/BFB to book a no obligation chat with Mitch himself. And trust me, it's never too early to start planning for your yoga studio's future success. Again, that's yogabizchamp.link/BFB. The first notification on there. And last, and again in no particular order, this one I deal with weekly, daily almost. Social media confidence. Show your face, right? Marketing's different than it used to be. My background is marketing. I'm a trained graphic designer. I had my own ad agency. I love brand. I love brand consistency. And I'm not saying don't do that. But Canva posts, like beautiful glossy Canva posts, kind of aren't really working like they used to. So if you want people to trust you, you're going to hate me for this one. They need to see you, not just your logo, not just that Canva quote, you. I get it. Being on camera feels awkward. You worry about how you look, what to say, or how to edit. But the truth is, the best performing content right now is raw, real, and personal. I'm going to say it. You've got to get over yourself. Believe me, Trust me, I know that feeling. I've got stutters, I say ums, I've got neurodivergent ways of thinking. If I picked at myself now, like I do a podcast, YouTube, webinars, if I looked at myself and picked at myself, I'd never put anything online. I'd never put anything out. Now I create it and I throw it up. And I have a beautiful editor that makes me sound better. Thank you, Suzanne. But if you look at the studios that are thriving, they show up like humans behind the scenes, telling people what to expect at the studio. You'll see the owner saying, here's what's happening this week, or a teacher sharing a quick 30-second stretch tip. It's not polished, it's not rehearsed, it's just them. And honestly, that's what builds connection. What I've been watching on TikTok marketing stuff lately, best way I can describe it is speak to the camera like you're on a FaceTime call, right? One of my clients in Georgia had a beautiful brand, but no engagement. But when we started filming her once a week, just standing in the lobby saying, hey, if you've been sitting at a desk all day, join me for Slow Pho tonight at 6. It's going to feel amazing. Her reach and intro sales both jumped. Marianne from Peaceful Yoga, you've heard her on a few episodes ago, my client. I've been working with her for about 4 years. And I think one of the things that I help my studios do is become great at marketing. And if I watch her now compared to when she first started, at first, sorry, Marianne, but first, she started a little stodgy, right? It was a little bit awkward. Now, I watched her last week talking about her teacher training that's coming up in January and just talking to the camera like it was supernatural, super easy, and it's just practice, right? So I will say practice makes perfect. Just try it. Doesn't mean you have to post it, but just do the recordings. Right? So it really is just getting used to that. But that is what's happening with marketing right now. So your studio's biggest differentiator isn't really a style of yoga, it's your people. So stop hiding behind the logo wall. And, here's a few to start. You can pick one topic each week. If you want, you could even have, a theme across the week if that makes it help, right? Teacher Tuesday. Motivation Monday, right? Whatever it is, pick your topics. Just record a 30-second video. You don't have to be long-winded. Just speak like you're talking to a student at the front desk. No scripts, no filters, just connection. So again, if you need inspiration, the Yoga Biz Champ 2026 planner is going to really help you for that. Get ahead of things. Again, yogabizchamp.com/plan26. It includes monthly themes and ideas for what to post when you're stuck. It makes showing up consistently so much easier. All right, champs, let's recap the top 5 marketing must-haves for yoga studios. 1, know your ideal client. Stop marketing to everyone. 2, have a clean, clear intro offer page. 1 page, 1 goal, 1 button. 3, use email and SMS to nurture, not just to announce. 4, get scrappy with community marketing. Talk to people in real life. 5, show up on camera. You're the trust builder your business needs. So if you're head spinning thinking, I don't know where to start, take a breath, pick one area and go all in this month. Don't try to fix everything at once. Progress beats perfection. And if you want help mapping it out, or you need eyes on your systems, offers, or schedule, I'd love to help. Head over to yogabizchamp.com/book and grab a free strategy call. You'll walk away with clarity on where to focus your energy, not more overwhelm. Until next time, keep leading with purpose, keep showing up as yourself, and remember, your studio's success comes from connection, not complexity. Peace and profits, champs. Thanks for tuning in, champs. If you've enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe and leave a review. It really helps me out a lot. And if you're ready to open your own studio or grow your current one, visit yogabizchamp.link/podlink. Again, that's yogabizchamp.link/podlink to book your free strategy call with me and explore my Starter Studio and Grower Studio packages. And you'll also get access to all of my free Yoga Biz Champ resources there. And you can also check out the video content on YouTube for more insights, and follow me on all social media platforms at Yoga Biz Champ. See you next time.